Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to NewsTube. And this is a review for episode 4 of season 2 of Stargirl. Now, this episode starts off with me feeling sorry for two people who killed people. Yeah, that's basically what happened. So, to give you a point, Artemis goes and visits both her parents in prison. So, and there was this douchebag of a flaming prison officer. He's like, "Oh yeah, your parents will be here the next week, and the next week, and the next week." It's like, what a douchebag! I hope they come back and kill this guy. I mean, like, I understand being a douchebag to them; they're criminals. But this young girl is having to go to a foster home where she's describing that the stepmom's not really, the foster mom's not really doing that much for her. She's not giving her the health stuff because, like, Atmos has to do some football stuff because she wants to get a football scholarship from whatever college she wants to get to. So, I considering how high level of athlete she is, she should get an offer from most of them. She's getting for at least for the top 5, if not even more. The sports schools in the country. Considering what kind of athlete she is. Anyway, that's the intro. Next bit is Pat and Barbara talking about Eclipso because apparently Pat had told her stuff about Eclipso, and just as they say the word Eclipso, Courtney comes in and she's like, "Oh, well, what do you know about Eclipso? What do you know about Eclipso?" And she's just like, "We know that he's here," and it's just like, and he's basically, he tells him that he killed Rebecca, who was Charles McKnight's daughter. Tells him that he's like basically pure evil and stuff like that, and like they couldn't really do that much studying about it because they can't find out that apparently the files are blocked on the goggles that Beth has, so that's great. So the next bit is you see that Rick, who is our man, has retaken the test and got a permit to go. Said, "I studied." Said, "I'm sorry." And he doesn't say, "Oh, I accept your apology." He just goes, "Oh, well, I expected that." It's like, dude, get over yourself. Get over yourself, mate. People make mistakes, and the thing is that you before this had a really shitty reputation of being like the bad kid, the kid that nobody wants, and stuff like that. And so now that you're turned into something else that isn't that. Beth tries to talk to her mum, but just gets total shut down. And she's still trying to use the goggles as well. But but it's just like searching, files, plots and stuff like that. And next bit is there's a bit where Mike is on his paper round again, and he gets stopped by Sportsmaster by Croc. He gets stopped, and then they basically say, "We're going." And he says, then Pat gets a phone call. And he says, "Some friends have come to town," and he comes over and he picks up a wrench. He says, "Oh no, it's we just want to see our daughter play in the sports game, and that's all we want to see, basically." And that's cool. This is what makes them such cool parents, and actually people that you actually want to root for. The next bit is the what's called Scooby Gang. It's like really Buffy again, but yeah, the gang of the Justice Society are meeting in like a diner where Yolanda has a waitress job, and she's not very good at it. She gets some orders wrong. These really delicious looking milkshakes, is what I say, and they're all talking about what they found, and they found out that that this place called Devil Island, a place that will go called Diablo Island. Sorry, so yeah, that's exactly where we'll go. Some place called the Devil Island, and that nobody ever came back from. So why did everyone try to go to this place anyway? The only person to cover with this was this person, Bruce Gordon, that he found it, and he was the only person to ever come back. So apparently, like he's written like loads of books, and there's like pictures of him in black and white and all this sort of stuff. So and then the more clips, so so they're coming up, and then like as the life we see the starts of Beth and Rick's relationship because they get together in the books. Anyway, after that, we see Courtney going into like this oldie time bookstore, and the Shade's there, and she keeps on trying to see him, but he just disappears into the shadows. He says, "Look, you're mistaken. I didn't kill Dr. Midnight. And he says, "Look, I want to take that stone and throw it into the DBC." He says, "I can be bad. I've killed people who deserved it and stuff like that." He says, "But I would never kill an innocent person." And it's just like, wow, this character actually has levels. He actually has the levels that we see in the original Starman, the one that James Robinson wrote in the 1990s, which is a great series if you never picked it up. Anyway, and he's like saying, I want to take the Heart Eclipse, the Eclipse, it's pure evil and stuff like that, and we finally find out that Courtney gets told the truth that Rebecca was killed and stuff like that, and he basically falls into shadow, showing that he's afraid of Eclipso. And through that we see Cindy interacting with the stone and stuff like that, and we see that the stone is becoming more powerful. The more it interacts and stuff like that. He's like, starts showing her because there's a massive picture. The picture swipes to her and everyone else in the new Injustice Society and stuff like that. We see her going up to Cameron, who was the Fiddler's daughter, and going and saying, I want to show you about your father. And she basically takes him into this and shows him and says he was called the Fiddler, and he pulls out he usually pulls a tuba, so he says you'll learn how to play this and stuff like that. It was like it's quite good stuff. We saw some, and then Artemis is still preparing. She's asking about food, and her stepmom, her foster mum's there, like dropped her off, just like whatever. And she basically she doesn't even care that her foster child is trying something that's going to basically shape her future. As she goes around and she's trying to get good food, like she's trying to get like wheatgrass and acai and all this other stuff, health food stuff, and nobody's like, this cafeteria's like, oh, we can't help you, and Courtney gives her an apple to help her out, so that Courtney has grown as a character. We see Pat and Sportsmaster and Tigress come out, and they start to watch and sit down. And she sees them, she smiles, and she starts to play really well against the opposing team. Like she'll hurdle one, she'll like jump over the other, she'll do like a 360 and be like, anybody in their right mind would take this incredible athlete, considering what she does. And she goes into the end zone and stuff like that. And the Tigress and Sportsmaster are really cheering for her and stuff like that. And Cindy comes out with Eclipso, and then all of a sudden, it plays in her head, and she starts seeing all these opposing players as FBI agents. She says, like, leave them alone. Like, she pulls like the one, she like breaks one's arm and stuff like that. She basically terrorizes the Earth. She's just like, that basically ruins her future. Basically, this incredible athlete isn't going to get to have the sports future that she should have because of what Cindy Berman wants to do, which again, it's going to cause issues down the line. So she approaches her afterwards and says that, and then what we see is the goggles start lining up and says, hello, and it's just like, Chuck, is it that you? He says, who the hell, Chuck? Why are you calling me Chuck? He says, well, that we've known each other. He says, who is this? He says, Beth Chapel. He goes, Beth Chapel. He says, well, I'm trapped in the Shades realm, and then you just point to this like black and white, sort of like Silent Hill. Do you want to Silent Hill when the alarms go off, like black and white? I would see like Dr. Midnight in shadow, like, working it as the thing goes off, and he's just like, Beth, Beth, Beth. And he's like, holy smokes, Dr. Midnight is still alive. So that is the anything that Dr. Midnight is still alive. Absolutely tremendous stuff. This is one of the best episodes of Stargirl so far. Ending on such a climax that Dr. Midnight is still alive. Anyway, we can't wait for next week anyway, and hopefully have a great day. We're on YouTube. We're the best channel you've ever heard of. See you later. Goodbye. See you next week.